Hey, all you crypto and NFT junkies, and welcome to another episode of Just Learn Crypto. Today, we're going to be joined by Cottrell, the founder of Uplift World, and we're going to discuss a game built in Minecraft using NFTs. Your friends can visit your creation, hang out there, and that will even generate you revenue, which is absolutely crazy. If you are not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more NFT and crypto content. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. Let's get right into it.
Okay, and then you were one of the NFT artists for Uplift Art, right? Or the artist, or one of?
One of, yeah. M Blue was the primary one. I got brought into the Series 1 drop for music, and a couple after that. But
Yeah, we had him on the show a couple of weeks ago. Actually, he's
nice.
A fucking cool guy, man.
Yeah, he really is.
Like, yeah, I was super impressed.
What kind of musician are you?
I don't know how to answer that question. I mean, I play guitar and sing shit.
So how long you been playing music?
15 years.
Have you been in a band, or has it always just been?
Oh
like
yeah,
solo?
no, that was my primary source of income for about 13 years.
So how about this? Founder of Uplift World, artist for Uplift Art, and he plays guitar and sings shit.
I mean, yeah, that's
perfect.
Yep, nailed it.
That's awesome, man. What kind of music were you playing?
I was doing beachy shit. Like I was playing cover music for most of that time.
Nice.
Had like an original album, launched that in California and stuff, but never really took that part of it too seriously. I just like the fact that I got paid to drink and play music was more than enough for me for a long time.
I get paid to smoke weed and make memes and talk to cool fucking crypto people, dude.
I mean, it's okay.
It's
right?
the dream. It's the dream.
Yeah.
I've got these twerking frogs just making me money 24 hours a day.
Dude, right? Like, yeah. We looked at the secondary market percentage for our first month at Uplift World.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm paying devs like a metric fuck ton of money to build the stuff that's coming next. And all of our bills are getting paid on secondary.
It's
just like, whatever. We haven't even touched our wax stash. Just leave it. It's fine.
Bro, we just do an NFT drop every Saturday, and it pays for the whole editing team. Shawn and I can each take a little pay.
Yeah.
Everything. It's just everything's sorted from just that.
Yeah. Are you guys getting any staking vig off that stuff, or
not? We're too late. Once they open it up to new collections, we're definitely.
They announced the pools today.
Yeah.
Because like honestly, like to let you know about like our audience and the kind of like what we're doing with our shit, like our guys are all in on staking right now. We're bringing everyone in on staking. We're partnered with R2 Collectibles, so like we're getting people on their promotions. We're helping with the Twerky sellouts, the Ken Bozak sellouts, and our main focus with Just Learn Crypto is fucking educating people and giving people like easy to digest information. So I really want this 30-minute interview to be like something that will teach people all about Upliftium, Uplift World, how they can make money from it. Because man, like we need a project like this. Like we need, especially if our planet ends up like kind of fucking over the early investors right now, which it's, I don't know if that's maybe what's
I don't think they will. Like they have to make this shift to stay sustainable.
Yeah.
Because I've been out, like I wouldn't say I'm a whale exactly, but like, I bought 10,000 Alien Worlds NFTs a long time ago and made all my money back on it. They had to nerf them because they're freaking exponential. Yeah. So like that kind of thing, turning it into like a DeFi pool thing. We're gonna be doing the same thing. Again, it's not sustainable if they just keep adding projects, and projects want to get added all over the place, right? So
the beauty of it too that I think a lot of people aren't seeing is that if Aether becomes harder to earn, it's going to drive up the price of Aether. So as far as actual money in your pocket, it could be the same.
Yeah, it probably won't. They're adding more inflation with the rigs, and they're adding way more projects, right? So like the now it'll be interesting to see if they make this. The amount of Aether that's going out to all projects static, that would be something, right? But I know like they're purposefully controlling the inflation, as a function of like just balancing the rate, which is super fun. Like Upliftium's gonna have the ability to do the same kind of thing. But yeah, I think they're gonna try and drive the price down a little bit. What's really fucked up is it might not work. It's like between us, well, everybody's know that we've announced it. Like they're doing all the land for our planet is going to be you're gonna be able to turn it into Uplift land, right? For 5 million Aether, which is like 7 or 8 times the circulating supply of Aether right now, if you map it out, right? So like that's at least gonna create a really fucked up floor at about 0.001 for 6
Yeah,
months.
I've got 20 million Aether and 3 plots of land. Let's do it.
Nice.
Yeah. Aidan's kind of an our planet whale.
Get in there. I like it.
I'm a little minnow. I'm getting my almost 25,000 Aether an hour.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like the point where my Aether rig passed like minimum wage 24 hours a day, I was like, this can't be fucking real.
I know.
Like, what the hell?
Crazy, man.
Yeah, man. I'm like right now, if nothing changed, I'm at $1 a minute. So,
I mean, that's pretty good,
now I'll take it.
right?
Yeah,
That's like
haven't
40 grand a
calculated.
month.
I'm Canadian.
Yeah, right.
That's like 100 grand in Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm at 200K Ether an hour. I haven't done the math on that recently, but it's
Jesus
like
Christ.
enough to be like, what the
Well,
hell?
that's about $2 an hour because Aiden's at 100K.
There you go.
116. Yeah, so you're almost $2 an hour.
Wow, bro.
I mean,
Bro, that's like a large double every hour.
Every minute.
Every minute, sorry. Every minute.
Yeah.
I was joking with a couple of my buddies, like as I'm getting this coffee and they're making it and bringing it to me, I've paid for it.
Yeah, right. And then it's weird. And so I've been expecting for it to dump for a while, and I honestly don't think it will. That's the weird thing, right? Like they're adding more supply in.
Yeah.
They're adding more inflation in to try and balance it out because it's gone, a little bit. Well, not a little bit. It's gone parabolic.
Yeah.
But they're like, this is when the speculators might come in. Like, there's a lot of things
There's
they're working
so
on in the
much.
background.
I'm surprised.
I fucking love our planet, man. They know what they're doing. Like, I've had really good conversations with them.
Were you around when they originally nerfed Colo Box by 8%?
Oh yeah.
So when that happened, it was a big light bulb moment where I started putting my main focus into our planet assets, not just any assets. So I'm glad I did that because those aren't getting touched.
Yeah. Well, and of course not, right? Because they're the ones that that are selling.
I'm gonna get a little fucked on Bozak stuff, but it is what it is.
Or are they nerfing Ken?
Well, they're gonna make it a pool, right? So what it really comes down to, in my opinion, is whether Ken decides to keep releasing stakeable shit, or if he does what I could definitely see him doing and going, "Fuck you! Nothing that I release from now on is stakeable," so that everybody can keep their value.
Well, and this is where I need to talk to Ken.
Yeah.
Because nothing that he does from now on needs to be stakeable.
Yeah.
To our planet.
Exactly. Yeah. Can I just pay you 25 grand to never release a stakeable NFT again? Is that cool?
No, it's just like I'll pay him $0 to put a massive price floor under it by making them all Upliftium mines.
Yeah, let's dive a little bit into some serious stuff here, guys. So, Corey, I want to know, because this is still new to so many people, how would you explain NFTs to someone who's maybe new to NFTs or new to crypto?
So I would say that it's the ability to have an individualized thing that you can own, right? So it's basically an ownership of a thing that is its own thing, like a baseball card or a deed to a house.
To play devil's advocate, how is an NFT different from me owning this microphone? Like,
that microphone, right? That microphone isn't digital.
True.
Yet. Right, but so that's how I would individuate.
So we see I have a lot of people asking me questions like, "Hey, I've got this piece of fine art, or I've got this collectible. How can I turn it into an NFT and utilize the NFT space to sell something physical?" So, say I wanted to turn my microphone into an NFT. Like, how would you explain that to someone?
Banksy did it, right? You take a high def picture of an amazing painting in as much detail as humanly possible. Make it as a 1-to-1 NFT and fucking burn the original. You've beamed that thing into the internet in a very tangible way.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's one of the best descriptions I've heard is that if you have an image, saved on your desktop, right? You can say that you own it. You can feel that you own it. You can know in your own mind that you own it, but no one else is going to feel that way. Whereas if you have a one-of-one piece of NFT art, everyone's aware that you're the owner.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Well, everyone always says like, "Oh, well, I can just take a picture or a screenshot and then I have that NFT. Like, what's the difference? That's one of the very common like newbie, objections that you get. I always say, yeah, I can go on Google and type in Bitcoin wallet with $10 million in it and screenshot. That doesn't mean $10 million of Bitcoin now, right? Like blockchain.
Right. You can take a picture of the Mona Lisa. Doesn't mean you own it.
It's about proving the ownership and being able to distribute that across a blockchain, decentralized, so that everyone can agree on that. So, all right. So listen, let's live in a world where I'm brand new to NFTs. I just made a Wax wallet. I bought a bunch of Wax. What is the Uplift world? Why should I be putting some of my Wax into this project?
So in the same way that you can own an NFT as a piece of art, you can now own a piece of land in the metaverse as an NFT, right? Okay. So you go to Atomic Hub, you find the verified page of the Uplift, and buy a land or a rail piece, and that's an NFT, right? You own that NFT. It's actually come with location data.
For the complete noobs, what is a metaverse?
So a metaverse is basically an open world in the internet, right? So Ready Player One is the easiest example. Anyone who's seen that, that's a metaverse, right? You've got, all these different games, all these different places you can go, shops. Like you're basically like all of our digital lives. Instead of like going to a two-dimensional website the way we're used to, we're actually like going bodily into a place. And of course, we're using Minecraft as our layer to do that.
Sorry, you just said something important there. You said it's a Minecraft layer?
Yeah, we basically took Minecraft off the shelf, created a system that allows people to own land in Minecraft servers based on NFTs. And so we're using that as version 1 of our metaverse.
Which I think is super smart, because it's very easy for someone to get on there and start buying land and being able to see it right in front of their own eyes. One thing that I was saying to my circle over the course of the week is like the reason that I'm so in on NFTs, it doesn't come from a place of the evolution of crypto, as some people are saying. I see it as the evolution of gaming. If we look back at, 20 years ago, games were, $60 to $100 a pop. People would pay a steep entrance fee to play the latest game. Then it transitioned towards being free. And we see all these free-to-play games doing very well right now. But now it's so competitive and the consumer's so in control that games like Uplift are essentially paying us to play them. So a lot of our community is really about residuals and finding ways to not make money once, but make money on an ongoing basis using NFTs. What are some ways you can do that with Uplift?
Yeah, so we raised 2.4 million Wax now.
Not all.
That face was awesome.
We're
not, and we are not done. Right? Yeah, exactly. So we raised this Wax with the intent of giving it away for players, right? So we created a rewards plugin, just did our first initial drop a week ago. So the thing actually works. When you're walking around in the Uplift, in our Minecraft world, you're actually earning points. Those points at the end of each week get turned into Wax that gets sent to your wallet. It's also getting turned into Upliftium, which is going into your wallet on our system as well.
Now, what is Upliftium?
Before we get into that, so playing. Right, just traveling around, you make Wax and Upliftium. As a land or rail NFT owner, you're making Wax and Upliftium anytime somebody travels across or through your land, right? Wow. And that can be a passive thing. But if you're smart, it's not passive. You create something really awesome that's a build there. You bring your community there. Now, instead of one person randomly crossing your land, you have 100 people milling around all over the place. So you're earning from that. One more. Just having that land NFT is actually going to earn you a small base rate of Upliftium no matter what happens in the game. So those are the 3 main ways to earn.
What kind of things can you build on your land to incentivize a mass amount of people to be coming to your land?
So this is my kind of ode to gratitude, which is one of the main principles that we have as a sort of a practice for the Uplift. This is called Cathedral 2.0. There's actually a 1.0 that you can visit in the world as well. Each one of these wooden monuments is actually covered in gratitudes. Every Sunday, we hold a gratitude ceremony at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Anybody's welcome to come. We do it on YouTube. We do it in the game.
I love that.
And people can come in and put just something they're grateful for on these walls, right? And the net result of that is people actually showing up in this building to do a thing. But there's going to be an infinite number of ways to do that, right? Clash Dome is creating a PvP arena that's actually going to probably use NFTs, right? Alien Worlds has a big, huge Robotron that's going to have like a big tour thing around there. USA is doing some stuff to get people over there, right? So there's like literally hundreds now of examples of ways that people are sort of creating cool shit to have other people come to. And we've been open for 2 freaking months. Like, I literally cannot imagine what this is going to be like in 6 months.
Yeah, that's something that really excites me about it, is that you have other very large successful projects starting a project on your project, to put it simply. And that's what's amazing about it. It's like being the, you know, the Xbox, and you have all these different games that you can play on your Xbox. You want to be the Xbox.
Yep, that was always the intent, and we make decisions based on this all the time. We are the platform.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to be the place where everyone else can do their things. And as NFT projects and even other projects, but NFTs are going to get a hold of this first. Yeah. We're creating something that's a proof of concept called punch sign get thing. You can put a sign up on your land, like you guys own land, right? And you guys have your own NFTs. You put a sign up in Minecraft. You put a sign up on your land, and if somebody comes in as a player and reads the sign, and the sign says punch sign get NFT, they punch the sign. That's actually going to put a signal out via our API to the blockchain. And you guys can do whatever you want to do with that, right? So you can, get third-party services. I know USA is doing the same thing, or get a dev yourself to do this. It's actually not that hard. Every one of those signals can get associated with then sending an NFT out to that person, or even just a chance for an NFT, or so really anything, right? So now we're creating opportunities for every project in the space to interact with their communities outside of the metaverse.
That instantly floods my mind with ideas. Like, for example, you can have an art gallery where someone can go and purchase a piece of art in the metaverse, and it's going to be sent to their wallet right away, right? And that's fucking crazy.
That's a little bit further down the road, because like you have to do like the payment rails to go both ways. But one of our proof of concept videos, and we can send this over to you guys, is basically 2 pictures. You go, it's a big picture, an NFT, and a QR code. You, even while in the game, you point your phone at the game, it automatically brings up the Atomic Hub thing, and then you're buying the NFT.
We're gonna have that link down in the description to that video. So everybody can go and check it out. Also, speaking of the description, we're also going to have links to our new TikTok, other social medias, as well as where you can find out more about Uplift. And as of Saturday, we just sold out our first collection of NFTs. Thank you so much to the community, and checking every Saturday for the next drops.
I just have a quick question I want to throw in. So just about the Uplift World. So we do a Saturday show, like a live Zoom every Saturday. We stream it out. Could we build in our land like a hangout zone and like a big drive-in movie screen where people could come and watch our show live from the Uplift World?
Holy God, yes.
We found a plugin that some guy built that is no longer supported, that shows web browser, including video. Now, I don't think it's audio, which is a problem. It's something else we're working on. Okay. So like, let me make it long story short. This is on our mind a great deal. If you guys meet any Minecraft plugin Java developers, I need to talk to them. Gotcha. Eventually, we're going to get on, it's on our roadmap to figure out not only
if you're watching
video
this
and audio, but also like proximity plugins.
Anyone watching this video, if you guys know any Minecraft plugin developers, or you are one, hit us up. Hit up Corey, because he's
ready to pay you a stupid
amount. Make it rain wax tokens on you.
Legit.
Corey, this is a little off topic, but just out of personal interest, have you seen the video of the guy who built and coded a video game inside of Minecraft?
Yeah. And there's a dude who built a working freaking computer.
It's
just out of Minecraft blocks.
It's the first Pokemon game. And I was like, yeah, of course you can build that in Minecraft. No big deal.
It's insane.
But he didn't build the world. He built the code.
Yeah.
That you can actually play the real. It's crazy what you can
nuts. Do. It really, really is. There's one. We had a team come in. Not that there's like big, huge brands or that we're partnering up with Atlantic Records to do things in the Uplift. But one thing we did do. What? We had a team come in and build giant statues of Led Zeppelin. A couple of guys from Led Zeppelin. And you can go in. It's just I think it's north of Spawn, this cathedral. If you just go north from that, in the game, you'll eventually get to a big, huge legend tower, and then off to the side of that, these 2 like giant, Led Zeppelin guys with guitars and a bunch of the cool memorabilia in the back and stuff like that. Now, in the front of that, there's a tiny little hole. You jump down the hole, and now you're in this underground freaking thing. There's a lit stairway that goes up into heaven, and there's a redstone machine. I
Tell
can't
me the
even make this
music
shit up.
plays.
There's a redstone machine under the floor that if you hit a button, it plays Stairway to Heaven, and just block after block, note after note as you walk up the stairs.
This is the
It's
nerdiest
completely
shit.
insane.
I love it.
It really is. They crush it. That's like they're the I Know Stupid team. It's actually like a father-son team, and they're just like they do stuff that is just mind-boggling.
One of the things I was joking about this week was like, all these years, I've been playing these games and burning away weekends. Well, I could have been doing more productive things, but little did I know I was training for this moment, for NFTs.
Right?
And like I've on multiple ecosystems, I've risen to the top, and now I realize if I can do it one more time on things like Uplift, it's going to change my real life. And that's the really amazing thing about it.
It really is, and we're designing this. It's video games players, right? Like culture that I think we all kind of grew up in. We have a leg up for this kind of thing, right? Because we're sort of used to the idea of being, in a different place in a very meaningful way, which is like something that we take really, really seriously. But yeah, I mean, the whole idea is Minecraft is secondary. This is weird, but Minecraft is secondary to what we're doing. We just pulled it off the shelf so that we could have a place where we could literally do anything. And that's how we can basically use NFTs to create a metaverse that means something, where you can actually own ground, right? So when you own the NFT, only you can build there, and only you can give other people access to build there. So nobody can come destroy your stuff. You can develop it. You can then sell it if you want to. There's a dude right now who's literally flipping properties by doing this. He buys a little 50 by 50 piece. He builds a little house, and it's in a survival map. He builds a little house. He puts a little gear there. He does a little bit of mining, and he puts it back on the market and says, here you go. It's like a perfect starter package. It's fucking genius.
Wow. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is the plan to eventually get away from Minecraft and create your own platform, essentially? Yeah.
Uplift 2.0 is it's not close, but it's definitely gonna happen.
And what are going to be like the big differences that you guys are going to be able to do that you're currently unable to do because of the restrictions of Minecraft?
So I would say there will be things economically that we can do that we can't do because of the Minecraft end user license agreement that we are staying well on the right side of, right? So that would be the first thing. The second thing is building it up from the ground up with a different potential kind of game engine will allow us to do an infinitely, more interesting games that we'll be able to plug into it, as we go in a seamless way. Those would be the two main ones.
Cool. That's awesome.
So before we get into Upliftium, because I really want to learn about this, I want to do a quick speed round, a couple quick questions, kind of one-word answers from you. All right, Corey? So, what is your favorite cryptocurrency?
Wax.
All right. Other than Wax, because I knew that was going to be the answer. What's another one?
Aether.
Okay. Awesome. What year did you get in? Yes. What year did you get into crypto?
Late 2016.
Okay, cool. What is your favorite NFT collection other than your own on Atomic Hub?
Oh, I mean, I feel contractually I have to say Uplift Art because of the amazing things that we're doing with it.
Contractually, you have to say Just Learn Crypto, just so we're clear.
Just Learn Crypto is what I meant to say. That's what I meant. Learn Crypto is what I meant to say.
Are you a cat guy or a dog guy?
Dog. We have two.
Nice. What kind of dogs?
Big and goofy and medium size and neurotic.
Gotcha.
We don't. They were the both rescues. We have no idea.
Just like me and Shawn.
Yeah, basically.
Awesome, man. Listen, let's dive into Upliftium because I'm just dying to know more about this. What is it? Why should I care about it? How do I get it?
Let me just answer it with I'm going to be a little bit vague. Like you're gonna earn it by owning land in the game. You're going to earn it by playing or having people show up on your land in the game. You're going to be able to use it in the game for a bunch of different things. The first thing is going to be, if you want a high def picture installed, like a picture of an NFT, that'll cost some Upliftium, right? So we're going to have some really cool things like that. But like right, we're going to have like staking to worlds. It's going to increase the amount of pools that they get. Like there's going to be a gamified way. Yeah, in-game currency. But I guess the short version of it is the entire Uplift was born out of the fact that I clicked the mine button on Alien Worlds and I was fucking annoyed because it didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
And because everything that we were doing, building metaverse type stuff in Minecraft is just that button. That button is a thing that sends a signal. So every single action that you can take in a metaverse, in our metaverse, can be mapped to that functionality. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Alien Worlds is doing pretty well, right? So what I would say about Upliftium is if you like Aether and you like Trillium, you're going to fucking love Upliftium.
How do I buy a billion Upliftium?
You don't. It is true, though. So this is going to be, at first, it's going to be an in-game token like V-Bucks or whatever. It's going to just live on our system. It's not going to be on the blockchain. Very, very soon, THOON, you'll be able to withdraw it to the Wax blockchain. And before the end of this year, you're going to be able to withdraw it to the Binance Smart Chain and to Polygon as well as and potentially some other ones. So you're going to have a wrapped Upliftium or Wupliftium because we just think that's really fucking funny. And so you'll be able to then take that to people will, I'm sure, set up swaps on Alcor, on Binance Smart Chain, Pancake, Sushi, all that kind of thing, right? So it'll be able to move and go around it, right? And you'll be able to grab it on the market anywhere you want. It won't have any ability to do anything while outside the game, so then you'll just be able to deposit into the game, and it'll be able to do all the actions that we can. That's actually how we managed to just be on the right side of all the regulations as well. So on that side, we're
Corey,
utterly bulletproof in a way that is glorious.
You said V-Bucks. I'm a huge Fortnite player, but besides that, it leads me to one of my other questions. So I kind of have an answer to this question in my opinion, but I want to get yours.
Okay.
What do you think, who do you think is your biggest competition, 18, 24 months down the line here?
I think Decentraland still will be, unless we pass them at the dead run that I believe we might pass.
Yeah, I can see that for sure too. Both amazing projects, but I really love what you guys are doing. Yeah. In my opinion, I think your biggest competition may be an ecosystem like this that is just missing the NFT and crypto side moving in that direction. For example, if a RuneScape, a World of Warcraft, a Fortnite starts moving in this direction, that's going to be really interesting for the space. It's going to make everyone win, right?
I completely agree. Like I said this months ago. In the same way that our planet is a genre, in the same way that Alien Worlds is a genre, there will be many other projects that start doing these things because they're so obviously working, right? I know of a bunch that are doing things in that road, and we're learning from both of those things at the same time while also doing the metaverse stuff and all that kind of stuff, right? So I flat out, there's nothing stopping a decent dev team from doing what we've done. And existing game platforms, once they see that we can actually do this kind of thing, they should be coming into the space like crazy. And what I really hope to see, and what I will be fighting for, is that we connect them all, right? The Uplift is just going to be kind of an intranet, right? The other projects that start doing cool things like this, that get on board with it, will be other intranets. They will be networks of metaverses, of worlds, of communities, right? And the way the internet worked back in the day, it was all just a collection of intranets, and that was very, it was good, but it was very limited in value. And when they finally connected them all, that's when the real value started. And we're seeing the same thing in cryptocurrency now, right? All the different networks are very sort of disconnected. We're starting to see bridges come up all over the place. Pretty soon, by the time the next crypto cycle comes around, end users will have absolutely no idea which blockchain they're on, and they don't give a shit, and it won't matter, right? Because we will have embedded all that stuff in the code, and everything will just work. And I think metaverses eventually are going to go the same way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think we're still in the MySpace era of blockchains. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
There's so much.
Honestly, Friendster.
I had someone kind of upset because they saw what I was doing with our planet, and they said, "Oh my God, I missed the boat." And I said, "Well, maybe the first boat to leave, but there's going to be a fleet full of boats on the way here. So just don't miss those, and you'll be very happy."
So we have a lot of listeners that are new to crypto, maybe new to NFTs, definitely new to staking. Corey, how would you explain staking to someone who's new to all of this?
So if you're staking NFTs, anyone that's had any exposure to DeFi, you already know it, right? You might not understand that you know it, right? So basically DeFi is, you create liquidity in a pair, right? Say, Binance and Pancake or Cake, right? These two different currencies. You create liquidity, you basically put it into one of these automatic money machine pools, right? And then you get a token based on that. This is your share of that pool. They call it LP token or liquidity pool token, right? And you can stake that, and you basically earn stuff. And the main value created here is that you're taking stuff off the market, and those markets value that, right? So you're basically reducing the circulating supply, so you get a little bit of the inflation of the tokens coming out for that process. Now, NFT staking works exactly the same way, right? We basically ascribe a value to locking this NFT up. And our planet is the only example of this by now. And I tell you, there's going to be 10 by the end of the year. You know, you basically stake, you lock up your NFT in their contract, and you get a little bit of Aether over time. And they were genius. I said at the time, I yell at them every time they will listen. They basically said, okay, how do we grow our user base? Well, let's create value for every NFT project that gets anywhere near us that we like, right? Yep. And so Uplift Art, you know, we signed them up really, really quickly. And so now that created an instantaneous floor underneath the price of Uplift Art NFTs because they all earned this Aether token that you could then go to Alcor and swap or do Our Planet gamey things or whatever, right? So it basically is that's what it means to me anyway. Like you're creating a tokenized value for holding or staking NFTs in different projects.
I think going forward, something that came into my head this morning when I was reading about the staking pools and how things are going to be shifting is if I'm an artist, I'm releasing, let's say Just Learn Crypto NFTs get their staking ability and I'm going to release a new one, possibly kind of a new way of doing releases where you have to pay wax, right, to pay the artist and make sure that you can get the release, but also burn 2 previous releases in order to get the new one. So you have to do both. And that would keep the supply low where the staking value of previous releases would never change. However, you're still releasing new art, but the supply is always shrinking at the same rate that it's growing. I think that could be a really interesting strategy going forward as these pools of staking.
Yeah, the way it's interesting. That presumes that there will only be the static inflationary amounts from one project, Our Planet.
Right.
And that's not going to be the case.
True.
Yeah. Because eventually there's going to be other staking platforms coming out, and the way that they're going to get us to unstake our NFTs from Our Planet and stake it on their platform is they're going to have to incentivize us somehow financially, right? It's going to have to make more sense for us to be staking with someone else.
Yeah. So what about this? So Upliftium, you know, I talked about that being an in-game token or whatever. We're going to be using it to like we're going to have, and I mentioned this on the show today. People kind of went over their heads because I've been super coy about it. The alpha wings they already got, those are Upliftium mining rigs, right?
Okay.
The charge on them being super low just means it's like going to be a little drip. You're going to get a little Upliftium. Yep. You don't have to stake them; they're just in there, right? So I think what we're going to do is have an upgrade contract where, say, you know, one of your guys' NFTs, we pick a schema. And we say, okay, here's the upgrade contract for this. It's basically a blender, right? You buy an upgrade NFT for Upliftium, right? You can only buy them for Upliftium. And you combine this NFT with yours in the blender on Nifty blocks. And now you get a version of that NFT that has a battery on it, right? That has the Upliftium charge on it. Right. And of course it's randomized, right? And so that you're going to get, you know, small, big, fast, whatever it is, right? And so now we basically created a situation where you know that one NFT now has mining power. You don't have to stake it at all, right? It's just a different way to do a collaboration. There's going to be, you know, an Upliftium cost for that. And what I'm thinking anyway, and we can toy around with the numbers. We want to make it a win-win-win, right? So what happens if we, you know, any Upliftium that comes back to us as a company, we're just going to burn. But what happens if you guys keep half of it? Right. So now
I'd be happy.
Right. We're limiting the supply of it. Yep. You guys are getting some Upliftium, and it's creating a floor underneath that NFT's price.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And it's creating demand for the rest of your NFTs of that schema because everybody wants to take part in the process.
Wow.
Yeah, I think just to play devil's advocate, I think one of the biggest issues with the way things are moving is that as much as it's setting a floor underneath the NFTs that are stakeable, it's also put a ceiling above everything else. And so as more projects come out, I'm excited to see that there's going to be multiple platforms to apply to and earn staking power and something to create that utility and value. Because if our planet holds all that power, I love them to death. I like that. They're the best, but no one platform can have that much power. I think a rapper said that.
Well, and really, yeah, exactly. Like nobody's, and this is why I called them a genre the second that I saw this. It's like everyone else is going to do something like this.
Yeah.
Because of course they will, right? That's like, somebody sees the first DeFi project and like, well, that's the only one that'll ever exist. No. There's going to be,
look at the
as
ICO.
many.
That's why I don't think we're in the NFT boom yet. Like we're getting there, but like people are so much going on that we don't even know about yet. Like, and this is way bigger and has way more utility and potential than ICOs ever did.
It did, because ICOs were just white papers. They were fucking meaningless.
Exactly, man. ICOs
were, and like literally none of them became right. You know how many brands
and a one-pager fucking website. And how much money can you rug pull from new fucking investors?
Exactly. And how many ICOs had Fortune 500 companies attached to them? None.
Yep. Or celebrities, but
right. How many celebrities in Fortune 500 companies are looking into NFTs? Everyone in media, everybody in music, everybody in movies, right? Every single celebrity who wants to cash in on the community that they've created, which is their right. They created that fan base and community. That's like, it's not a crazy way to capitalize on that, right? And it actually serves the people that own the NFTs over time if you do it right. So yeah, I mean, this is just the beginning. The companies that we're talking to are just getting started. This could go on well past the crypto cycle.
It's definitely not financial advice, but when I first saw our planet, one of the main things that really drew me to it was just production value and the team that was behind it. They had a great track record. The website looked amazing. The roadmap looks amazing. The UI works really well. It wasn't just the numbers side, but also you can tell like they're in this for the long run, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a key thing to look for as we see similar projects pop up, is like, is it just being thrown together in 5 minutes and they're hoping for the best and they're going to do a similar thing to what's been done with ICOs, but in the staking side of things? Or is it going to be, the next our planet and trying to figure out what the difference is there? So
yeah, for us to like, you take these lessons that we learned from Alien Worlds and our planet. And my whole thing is I want to attach meaning to it, right? You're never just going to press a button and have it do a thing. That's been done great, right? But who are you getting connected to? What are you seeing in the Uplift that you might visit someday, right? What community are you engaging with? And that's really going to be the thing. 'Cause you're totally right. Like there's going to be a bunch of nickel and dime, flashy kind of ICO-ish staking things that I'm sure will come out in the same as in the DeFi thing or whatever.
It'll be a bunch of buzzwords and it'll have a really big multi-level marketing feel to it.
For sure. It's like, Ponzi economics, right?
Yeah.
And so, I think you're going to be able to see the different ones that and I'm excited to see different iterations of this where, we're using that functionality to map onto this much bigger idea, right? And NFT projects that have a point, right? And maybe it's just art, fine. But the ones that have a point, that have gamification of their own, that have functionality of their own, that's constantly tying back in and desperately trying to figure out, how do I create value for my community? How do I create value for my community? Those ones are going to work and they're going to last for a long time.
Yeah. Speaking of community, what makes the Uplift community amazing? Like what's been some great moments you've seen from the Uplift community?
So first, the win-win-win economy, and that's something that we started, and Blue started talking about with Uplift Art, which basically just means like anytime we're doing any kind of transaction, let's create a third winner, right? And for us at Uplift Art, that was Uplift Donate. And of course, we set as our big, huge, crazy goal to build a school in Haiti at the start of this year, and we smashed that goal in 3 months by accident. We might have to build two.
If anyone watching wants to learn about that project, guys, we interviewed Blue a couple weeks ago. His video is on our channel, all about how they're literally going to be building a school in Haiti through the sales of NFTs, and they smashed their goal. When at the time we recorded the video, which was a little over a month ago, they were at over $500,000 raised. Like there's so much power. And there's so much good that can come from this economy right now. And companies like Uplift Art, and many of them are taking a charity spin on it. So if you're a creator, you're someone who's thinking about making an NFT collection, think about how you can use it to help other people. because there's a lot of ways that you can do that right now with what's going on.
It's not even just the direct help that you guys are providing, but I've been wired into the community for months, and the amount of people I've read or heard say like, I was making $20 US a week and barely getting by, and now I'm making $100 US a week because of our planet and because of Uplift, and that's crazy. Like that is a big deal. And the fact that someone with an internet connection and a laptop can now grind their way to making a sustainable living is insane.
It's so vital. By the way, I'm launching a 2D game this year that will be free to play, that won't require Minecraft or PC. You'll just be able to hit it on your phone.
Oh, sick.
And again, like it'll have a button on it that says Uplift and not mine, and it's going to be connected to maps inside the Uplift and builds inside the Uplift. And anytime they click on a location on the map and it picks up like a build that you guys put together as an example, right? They're going to have an opportunity to click Uplift on that, and it's going to send them a little bit of Upliftium, a little bit of an NFT chance, right?
Awesome.
The lessons we learned from Alien Worlds. But it's going to send you guys Upliftium too. And then eventually it's going to connect them with, okay, these guys are here already, right? And of course, it's going to send a signal out on the API as well, which you guys will be able to tag onto and add any benefit that you guys want to as well. So that's going to be good. But again, look, we think about the same thing, that win-win-win. Like, how does somebody with a smartphone like bootstrap from nothing into this process where they're buying land on our planet or Alien Worlds or Uplift or whatever, right? So it's really, really important to me that we create that access ramp for people at as many levels as we can manage, right? You need a phone and an internet connection, but with that, you can do some really amazing things and grind those things out. So the win-win-win thing is huge. The other one's the gratitude stuff, right? Like the gratitude practice saved me from, pretty intense depression that I was in a year ago. I've been paying attention to it for a long time. Scientifically proven to make you happier. We're like, why don't we map that into everything that we're doing? And of course, all these monuments you can find in the game. This is right next to Spawn. When you first get to the Uplift, this big dome that I built is right there, right? And you can see all the gratitudes that everybody's left that we leave, procedurally through the course of time. But what's really amazing is that a lot of people that are buying pieces of land in the Uplift are building these gratitude shrines, and they're doing it themselves. And so now, like, every once in a while, and I get freaking teary-eyed every time I think about this. Like, I get invited to come and build gratitude shrines with people, and then we take a selfie, and we're like, "Hey, what's up?" And it's changing lives, and it's changing lives.
Yeah, man, I've legitimately teared up on multiple occasions, not just from people playing the games and making money, but the artists and how it's changing their lives, and it's doing so much good. It's insane. I'm working one of my longer term projects, so I put $200 into some lessons and some money in a poker account back in December, and I'm trying to make $1 million with that $200 and put it into, I don't even know if I'm going to do a video or a book or what I'm going to do, but just kind of a blueprint for like, hey, here's some ideas of how it doesn't take much if you grind and you're smart and you're tactical about it and be patient and make the right moves. It's crazy what you can do on the internet now. I can't express that enough. Like, if you're not doing something on the internet that's making you money, start today. It's
at least start learning. Like, that's the whole like the whole thing is you're never going to be ready if you don't take the time to educate yourself. And the first thing you want to do is learn, then you take away the L, then you start earning. And
start small, start really small. The second that you can turn any action into actual currency or value through NFT, do it, right? And from there you'll start learning how the economics of these things work. That's the thing. When our planet came out, right, I started like tooling around and over coffee in the morning. This is when like we were starting to get like 18-hour days in the Uplift when we were first getting started or whatever. Like, my coffee in the morning was just kind of analyzing the markets and just doing whatever, right? And so I started buying Alien Worlds abundant NFTs because the ratio on our planet was really, really good. And I was buying them one at a time for one wax.
Oh, I have
literally one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other.
I got 4,000.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. I started Callabog buying. Yeah, dude, I started Callabog mining too, which is like, what am I doing with this nonsense, right? But
sending them on an adventure with grandma and grandpa.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. But I did it. And now, my our planet mine, which all this stuff ends up getting put into, makes significantly more than minimum wage, 24 hours a day.
Yep.
Yeah. So listen, guys, this interview is running a little longer than we thought. I have one more question for you, Corey. Guys, if you want to hear more from Corey, more about Uplift, let us know. Share these videos. We'll get on the Saturday sesh. We do those every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And that's where you guys can come on, be part of the live Zoom audience, ask questions yourself directly to the guest. So if you want to see Corey on as a guest, make sure you let us know that you like this video, subscribe, and share it around. Corey, again, before I ask you this question, thanks so much for coming on, man. You've obviously smashed some milestones, man. Like, you guys have been killing it. What are some other milestones that you're looking forward to hitting in the next couple months? Like, give us some numbers that you really want to see crossed off a list.
Decentraland has 12,000 users total.
Wow. I'm surprised that it's that low.
Me too. That was very shocking. They get excited when there's 300 people in their server.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm the same way. We had 41 people on our Zoom call last week, and I was like, I'm
that's
fucking famous.
Yeah,
I made it, Mom.
Yeah. No, we crossed 100 on the YouTube show the other day, and I was the same way. I was like, we're done now, right? Like, this is as good as it gets. We just cash in. No, my goal for the next 90 days is towards the end of that 90 days, I want to have more people concurrently in the Uplift than Decentraland has users at once.
Nice.
Right now, the most we've ever had in the Uplift at once is a little over 100 players at once.
So
this
if that's
is like
the goal, let's end with this question here. Okay. If someone knows nothing, they want to get involved with Uplift, where do they start?
The Uplift.world.
Perfect.
The Uplift.world. It's going to be right here.
Yeah. It's over here or on Shawn, wherever Zoom's recording right now. We don't know. All right, guys. We'll leave it at that. Again, thank you for joining another interview, and everybody have a great day.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.